Alrighty, heading back in here. And then note to myself is that without Wi-Fi, I did not get any of the other trial recorded, so we're on our last trial here. And like the third part, so.
What was going on here?
Immediately Veccy's theme's playing, but I don't remember. I was falling asleep. Oh,
the box. The last thing you did was the box. Okay, yes. Wait. The last thing you did was the box, and Veccy was like, "Oh, nothing was stolen from the pawnbrokery." And then Gregson, I think, is going to give you the picture. You talked about a picture.
Yes. He's like, "I have another picture."
I have another gun.
Ah, here are these red-handed recorders again.
As previously explained using this plan of the shop layout. The victim's establishment was furnished with automatic cameras in 2 locations. This is signature on the upper left-hand corner. That's how you know he posted it on DeviantArt. One was set to capture the counter where Mr. Windybank received his customers. And the other was set to capture the shelves on which articles were placed for sale once forfeited. According to the information on this ticket, the gilded small box have been forfeited already. 2 days before the incident, at 9 PM on the 13th of April to be precise. Which means it would have been on the shelves forfeited items in the shop front. Now, what I have here is a print taken by one of the cameras about 2 hours before the incident.
2 hours, huh?
That's at 11 PM on 15th April.
Okay.
That was the judge.
No,
well, he said,
so
it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
he said, it doesn't matter. The victim certainly had a very full shop, it would appear. And then here we have another print. This one was taken about 2 hours after the incident. Ah, Soka. So we have 2 pictures to compare. We do we?
I'm messing with my dinner. Hold on.
SMH.
I know. Sorry. Okay, fine. Okay, fine.
Well, Veccy, do you wanna... Although I must say placing them side by side leaves me cold.
Oh my god.
And so it begins. Oh.
Uh-huh.
Dear me, that's starting to make my head ache.
Huh, he said headache.
My head hurt. Obviously, at Scotland Yard, we consider theft as one of the possible motives of this case. We explore the possibility that something had been taken in addition to the victim's life. So your men have already compared the two prints thoroughly, Inspector?
Haven't.
Well, according to him, yes. Yes, sir. We count every single item in each of these two photographic prints. And the odds and conclusion is that exactly the same number are present in both.
Oh, there he goes.
Whoa, come on, nobody was yelling. In other words, nothing was taken from the pawnbroker on the night in question.
Why is this man so mad?
Yeah, nobody was saying anything, they were just hanging out. And my learned friend's assertion is nothing more than a hopeful fantasy. What was Renosuke asserting? It was enough to throw him back, though.
I don't believe it. If I could have just shown that he'd stolen Gilded's pawn box. Alright, sir. I might have been able to break him down at least.
You know what, Bruno? I've been thinking. I wonder if these two photographs really are exactly the same.
What?
So, counsel, in the light of the evidence put forward by the prosecution, what is your position? Reverse cowbell, please. It seems that, in fact, on the night in question, nothing was stolen from the victim's establishment. Do you accept the prosecution's assertion?
I don't know.
Alright, Veccy, how about you go ahead and take a look?
There's no discrepancy. Point out the discrepancy. Use a piece of evidence. What?
It's too bad you didn't look at it the 8 times they showed it to you.
I did, but can I look at it separately? I don't think I have it in my possession.
You don't, but they gave you a lot of chances to look at it beforehand and you just didn't.
I looked at it. I was looking.
You didn't check to see if something was different, though, you know?
I was looking for it, though.
Where's the discrepancy, then? Point it out. Or use a piece of evidence, or tell me that there's no discrepancy.
Absolutely nothing. Let me look at it, please. Hold on. He's just like,
Here we go.
There's something very subtle again. I think.
You think? Are you sure?
Maybe.
It says 11 p.m., the other one says 2 a.m.
Yeah. Yeah?
That's it, that's what it is.
I found it.
You found it?
Yep.
Where?
I found it. Bottom right hand. Right there. I see it. I actually see it. I wasn't sure at first, but there's a clear discrepancy between the two prints. I found it. I'm so proud of myself.
What?
I found it so easily. I kept looking. I was like, there's something on the shelf. Something's popping out here.
You must identify the location in which in question for the court counsel. What, you don't see it, Judge? Indicate the precise location and discrepancy of which you speak. That one didn't take you 20 minutes.
It did not. It did not. I saw it. I was like, what's popping out at me? And I looked down. I was like, wait a minute. I was looking at the horse. I was looking at the box. And I looked up. And I looked over a bit. And I was like, wait a minute. I looked over at this like pencil sharpener or music box thing. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Pencil sharpener? McGilded's pencil sharpener.
Granted, these two prints are almost identical. However, there is one minor discrepancy between them.
What?
People don't have eyes.
No, they don't. What would the Scotland Yard be known for if they had eyes?
Stereoscopically. Uh-oh. Bum! There it is. There's the box. A single area stands out as being different. The location is this small box. Uh-oh. There he goes.
Oh, you looking again, huh? Let me see. Wait. Unbelievable. But how? Get his ass. Van Zieks can't cross his eyes. Everyone make fun of him right now. By Jove, you're right! How extraordinary!
What's this tell us is very simple. Mr. McGilded's small box was indeed not stolen from Windybanks on the night in question. However, there could be no doubt that somebody picked up this particular box and then returned it to its place on the shelves.
Are you suggesting that the small box originally deposited by Mr. McGilded is in fact? Yes, we are.
A very small box I just identified in those phonographic prints.
Mindless guesswork. What if it was? What do you mean? So the box was moved on the shelf. Nothing was stolen. Which means quite simply that nothing has changed. Well, somebody touched it, Van Zieks.
That may be true, but... Alright, McGilded's box wasn't stolen then. But does the fact that it was moved like that change things? It changes nothing. There was something in it!
Oh, you think there's something in it?
Yeah. I think there is. Why would it be moved? Why just that box specifically? You know?
True.
I believe this changes everything about the case.
How can that possibly be?
Crucial point in the fact that what was moved was a small box. In other words, we have to consider what might have been inside that box.
What are you suggesting? Why are you filled with so many questions? Oh, you don't like that?
I'm suggesting that we need to examine that box as soon as possible. A vital piece of evidence is sitting on the shelves of the Windybanks as we speak.
That won't be necessary. Some little box belonging to a man who died 2 months ago can't possibly be relevant to this trial.
Okay, why?
Bro! The disc said for McGilded. Like, are you... Where have you been? He's drunk. Don't worry about him.
He's still...
The court does not uphold your objection, Lord Van Zieks. Get him. Get him.
He said...
Bailiff!
Van Zieks,
Arrange
shut up.
for...
Anyways.
Shut up. Arrange for an officer to go to Baker Street at once.
The officer will never come back. And they're like, what happened to my officer? Oh, he did.
He's like dead. Obtain the small box in question and bring it back here for further examination.
Oh, this man's like danced up now.
Right? Why are you so mad? Calm down.
There's a lot going on right now. This man gotta take
Everyone's
off out
looking
of the
at each
courtroom.
We're gonna break into a sprint. We should have a report within half an hour.
Half an hour?
You don't have time for this. I think perhaps you should recess for a short while until the evidence is brought forth. To be hoodwinked by such a farce. Disappointing. I beg your pardon, Lord Van Zeeks? Could you say that again, please? This is nothing but a smokescreen. Nipponi's specialty, it would seem. Van Zeeks, you gotta stop.
What are you trying to say?
My learned friend has persisted with the same line of reasoning from the very beginning.
Bro.
That this witness's intent was to steal an article belonging to Mr. McGilded for the pawnbrokery. Yet common sense tells us that none of the articles have value enough to be worth stealing in the first place.
Oh. Exactly.
Oh.
It would be beyond absurd to break into a place for the purpose of stealing such commonplace property.
Oh, here you go.
We ain't
Time to take a sip. Take a sip, babes. Come get your juice! If your lordship recalls, Mr. McGilded perished 2 months ago, immediately after the conclusion of this trial. A trial in which he was found not guilty. A trial in which it was established that he was the upstanding member of society his reputation implied, in fact. So, I propose a toast to my learned friend and his most insightful defense. Literally, what are you talking about?
The articles this upstanding member of society pawned were entirely ordinary. A black overcoat that just happened to have a music box disc in one of its pockets, and a small box. I assure you, I wouldn't accept even if the man tried to make a gift of such things to me. Okay. You know that makes goodness knows Mr. Billy's are rich enough. We deposit cash in a pawnbrokery.
The prosecution's argument is undeniably compelling. I've changed my mind. It is incumbent on the defense now to bolster its argument. You didn't even drink it. To explain what possible significance this commonplace articles pawned by this fine citizen should have. I'm saying it's up to me? Well, counsel, is your argument in fact demonstrable? 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 Are you able to show proof that this disc or the box are in any tangible way related to the case?
Well...
There is one way.
We know that they're related, don't we? They're both vital pieces of evidence.
Yes, of course. You and I both know that. We know McGilded's true character. We know the disc is significant, even if we don't know why. But if we explain all that to the court at this point, we'll have to acknowledge that McGilded, acquittedly... No,
Acquittal?
acquittal 2 months ago was a mistake. That's the defense's argument was that the defense's argument was flawed, based on false information.
Oh no!
And that would mean admitting that Gina committed perjury.
But Ginny...
Could it be that Van Zix knows? Is that why he's doing this now?
He's
Because
sleeping.
he anticipate everything?
But maybe... This could be a great opportunity for us.
Sorry, what do you mean, Iris?
Well, what is it that you always say, Bruno? Sooner or later, the truth comes out. Every time.
Alright, the exact...
Was that a Ryunosuke quote or was that a Kazuma quote?
That's what
'Cause,
I was
it's just-
thinking. Well, the exact significance
Look, I
of the
didn't say
things
that.
that McGill deposited with Mr. Windybank is something that only Gina can explain to the court. But if I put her on the stand to testify about that, it would critically damage our chances of winning this case. What's the right thing to do here?
Leave it. You know, I don't care, honestly.
I think I'm done here.
Van Zix, you won. I think I'm done, actually. Hey, can you arrange a boat for me to go back to Japan?
I mean, he's just like, it's, we can't win. We can't let her testify on this. Like, no, we're not gonna just leave this.
What do you mean? That's exactly what Ryunosuke would do, and Kazuma. Kazuma would have said, like, actually, I'm gonna go home. This trip to Britain
My
isn't
lord,
worth
the
it.
defense would like to make a proposal.
Oh, on what proposal, counsel?
While the court awaits the arrival of Mr. McGill's small box, I'd like to call the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade, to the witness stand.
The defendant? To what end?
It's due with the various articles deposited at Windybanks by Mr. McGill did, my lord. Miss Lestrade has information relating to them. I believe it would be beneficial for the court to hear what she has to say. It will prove the significance of the articles in question once and for all.
Well, things are becoming interesting. I bet the room's like spinning for Van Zix. That's how drunk he is. That's why his eyes are closed.
Yeah, he's like, oh god, I'm gonna puke.
I presume you've... He opens his eyes, he's just gonna hurl. I presume you've considered the implications of the testimony you're proposing? The lore implications? In particular, the impact it will have on the accused standing and indeed your own.
I have.
Lord Van Zix, would you care to explain that last remark? Judge, you were literally there during that trial. The prosecution accepts the defense's proposal. I move to interrupt the cross-examination of the current witness and hear from the accused herself. Very well, if you have no objection. So, the court will now hear the testimony of the defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade. A little something to kill time with while the officer or whatever comes back with that box. You witnesses currently under the stand may step down until further notice.
Okay. Then
Yep.
I shall bid you good day. And I'm not coming back.
You're not going home. You ain't going home. What
Look
the
at me.
heck?
Wait.
Who said you could go home? You, sir, shall
What?
remain in the stand while Miss Lestrade testifies. You sit right there.
Ha! As you wish. Alright then, Gina. It's time. I know this will be hard, but please put your faith in me here.
Good luck, Bruno.
Gina! What's up, girl?
The articles that Mr. McGilda have deposited in Windy Bank's pawnbroker are intimately related with the omnibus case, the trial of which we heard in the courtroom 2 months ago.
Yes, and I remember this young lady being brought before me in that trial as well.
Which is why she's, this case is relevant in many ways.
It all comes together. I'm telling you, McGilda's gonna come back. He's gonna... he's gonna have, like, cybernetic parts of him or something. We can rebuild him. He got rebuilt.
That's right, my lord. Our testimony helped to establish the innocence of the defendant, Mr. McGilda.
The omnibus case was intriguing, to say the least. And now here we all are again, the same players in that trial facing each other once more. Was that a twist of fate, perhaps, my new bunny's friend? What are you talking about?
Allow me to recap the events of 2 months ago. An old brickmaker was stabbed to death in an omnibus running along London's winter streets.
Poor old thrice fired
Apart
mason.
from the victim, there was only one person in the carriage, Mr. McGilda. Naturally, he was the prime suspect of the murder. But as the trial progressed, another possibility emerged. That the murder in fact took place above the defendant's head on the roof deck, with the body then being dropped through the skylight into the carriage below. It was Miss Lestrade whose testimony brought that possibility to light. At the time of the incident, Miss Lestrade was concealed under a seat in the carriage, hoping to pick the pockets of unsuspecting passengers. Then, immediately after the trial, having been acquitted of the murder, Mr. McGilda died in the very courtroom in the most extraordinary of circumstances.
A mystery that remains unsolved even now, 2 months on. As indeed does the omnibus murder itself. Until today, baby. Listen to this. Be that as it may. I recall neither the disc nor the small box being mentioned in the course of those proceedings.
Miss Lestrade? Would you tell the court now, please? What really happened in the omnibus 2 months ago, I mean.
I don't know what you mean. Gina!
Damn.
I already said all of what I know.
And what about everything you told us yesterday from inside your prison cell?
Oh. Get her.
Please, Miss Lestrade. This is extremely important.
But... Remember, little girl.
Oh, hold on.
If it transpires that you willfully withheld information in the trial 2 months ago...
Uh-oh.
The Home Office will seek to prosecute you for perjury. Who's the Home Office? Home Depot?
Home Depot.
Oh my goodness. And naturally, you'll lose all credibility as a witness. That's not gonna help McGilda anymore. Like, he gone. This man got freaking fried up. Although, let's face facts. You have little credibility to lose. Then it doesn't matter, does it?
Jenny, don't listen to him! Please, you have to trust Reno now!
Iris?
We're on your side!
Alright then. I'll talk.
It's the right choice, Gina.
Well, it would seem that my learned friend is hell-bent on bringing the entire courtroom down about his ears. So be it. I bet Veccy loves to hear himself talk. I must confess that I'm struggling to understand what on earth is happening here. Yeah, no kidding, Judge. However, it would appear that Mr. McGilded's pawned articles in the extraordinary case of the omnibus harbor secrets of which we have been hitherto unaware. So, Miss Lestrade, you will now give your testimony before the court about the event of 2 months ago. You will reveal the truth, a commodity sorely lacking in your original statements. Judge, she's not the only witness who's lied. Every single case you've been in so far, everyone's told a lie. Now he's like, I can't believe Gina would lie. You kidding me?
This is it then. Everything's going to come out. Like Veccy said. This could bring the whole courtroom down with me, down about my ears. But as a lawyer, I'm prepared to take that risk.
Let's go. Truth is, that brickmaker cove was in the cabin of the omnibus the whole time. Then the Irishman dragged me out from under the seat. I saw that disc on the floor. All of a sudden, I heard a scream from over the end, and the pair on the roof deck went to call the sops. That's when McGilded slipped the driver's intended to do a run to the pawn shop roundabout. He threatened me not to snitch, not to say nothing to no one about what I'd seen or heard. I'm confident that if McGilded got arrested for murder, he would use his money to get out, and then would have given Gina the consequences. So, like, what was she gonna do? It's not her fault. Good grief, this is outrageous! What you've just told the court bears almost no resemblance to your testimony 2 months ago. Oh my god! Who would have thought? As you say, my lord. Then there's every chance I may have advocated an error in McGilded's trial. You're telling me a trial with blatantly, like, tampered with evidence was given the wrong... Like, Are you seeing this, Veccy? Can you believe it?
I can't believe this.
It sounds very much to me as if the man deliberately deceived his court. In an effort to cover up the most wicked of schemes. Without doubt, your lordship is correct. A great injustice was done in this courtroom 2 months ago. The actions of the accused in that trial of this witness and my learned friend are entirely inexcusable. It's not Ryunosuke's fault. My man got straight off the frickin' plane in Great Britain. He was told to do this case, get this guy off guilty. I mean, not guilty. And then, like, he didn't know anything. Then it's like, oh, it's obviously your fault, Ryunosuke, for letting it happen. Like, it's not. That man just got, he was in Britain for like 5 minutes. and he had to go to court. You're wrong, lying. Mr. Naruto, the lawyer there, he didn't know nothing about it. Humbug. Shut up. Alright, I had it. You know what? I'm reliving the memories of how mad I was when I did this. When they were blaming Ryunosuke for it. I don't think so. Are we really expected to believe that? He really stitched everyone up, didn't he? What an operation to get the man off scot-free. Oh yeah, shut up! Shut up!
Forget it. Stop. The lies have to stop. Stop.
Shh. Everybody in the court. Shush. Yes, the defense had a terrible error of judgment. I intend to take full responsibility and suffer whatever consequences are deemed appropriate. However, it's imperative that the court allows the witness to elaborate on her testimony, because the true significance of Mr. Gilded's pawn articles must be brought to light.
Very well, my learned student friend. He's like, you just call me student. Given the depths of calamity you have just plunged yourself into, this may well be worth hearing. Ryunosuke is such an honorable guy, because anyone else would have been like, you know, shut up, it wasn't my fault, the evidence is tampered with. Ryunosuke is just like, whatever. I'll take full responsibility for it. Mm-hmm. Couldn't be me. I would have been so mad. Like, y'all, the evidence is obviously tampered. What do you want me to do? He's dead. It doesn't even matter. The fact is, it doesn't matter because McGilded died like 3 seconds after he was given the non-guilty verdict. Words fail me. This situation is utterly deplorable.
This man's so mad.
He is Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes, my lord.
Die. I will decide upon your fate following the conclusion of this trial. Like hear him cocking the gun from beneath the desk. Don't worry, Iris. Ryunosuke's just gonna go live in a farm with other Ryunosuke's, where he has a whole lot of space and he can play and everything.
Other Ryunosuke's.
So the other Ryunosuke's go and they can play and everything. He's gonna be really happy there.
He plays with the other Cosmos, yeah?
He plays with the other Cosmos. There's other... We're gonna take him to a nice little prairie where there's other lawyers. Cosmo's there too. Yeah, they can all play together, have fun. He's okay. He'll be happy.
I like this. Of course, my lord.
Fly me, Mr. Naruhodo. Now, counsel, proceed with the cross-examination. He's seeing red right now, this judge.
I have to cross-examine my defendant. Wait, he's like, his back is turned. Do you see this?
Oh, yeah. What are you doing over there?
Hold on.
What's going on over here, huh?
I'm sorry I have to do this, but... And you were hiding in the cabin at the time as well, weren't you, Miss Lestrade? If I remember rightly, in the storage compartment underneath one of the seats. Hold on, I want to go over it.
Yeah, what's going on over here?
Oh, who's the other person? Oh wait! You guys!
Hey, guys, what's going on over here? What are you guys talking about? I want to know.
What is this?
I want to know.
What is this going on over here?
I want to know.
Is this loud? Is this loud? Is this loud?
Is this loud? What are you guys talking about? I want to know. Can I join the conversation? What are we talking about, you know? Are you not gonna pursue them?
Wait, can I?
Yeah.
Just randomly?
Veccy, you pursued the Skulkin brothers over nothing too to get that achievement.
Right. Excuse me, what's going on over here?
What are you guys talking about?
Is there something you'd like to share with the court, Inspector Gregson and Mr. Graydon?
I hope you bought enough for the whole class.
Oh. Inspector! Mr. Graydon!
What? Why were you trying to give me a heart attack?
You have been whispering to each other for quite some time now.
Ooh, passing notes?
What is the discussion about?
Discussion with this fella? Pull the other one, sunshine.
Everyone saw that.
You think I got anything to talk about with this shady jet like this? You were literally
and I have nothing to say to this uncouth detective after he deprived me of the disc that was rightfully mine. But they clearly were talking the entire time I've been cross-examining Gina. It's as if they've been negotiating.
Negotiating?
Yeah.
Cringe.
Veccy,
What do you think,
this?
Veccy?
No,
They've been
nothing?
passing notes to each other.
Okay.
You will kindly refrain from talking amongst yourselves while the witness is giving testimony.
That's what I thought, beach.
Yeah, come on, don't talk while the teacher's talking. Yes, sorry, my lord.
What were those two talking about?
Mrs. Strahd, continue with your testimony, please.
My bad. But... they were just...
Just whispering at each other, passing notes?
Should I do this one again? Since I kinda like...
Yeah, you honestly didn't really start it.
I didn't know if that was just them gonna be like conversing and like then I had to do I can literally just pursue whenever, huh?
Yeah, you can pursue literally whenever. Yeah, that's right. It's pitch black under there, so you can't see nothing at all. Now, in your testimony 2 months ago, I feel certain you claimed Mr. McGilded was the sole passenger, did you not? Judge, we know that she lied. False testimony, my lord. I can't believe she
Yeah, there was...
Let's...
I said, yeah, there was, she had said that, oh, no, you know, there's only one person in there and somebody else got on. No. My bad. No, I know,
That's what it told me to say.
But it's important that you tell us the truth now. Were Mr. McGilded and the victim acquaintances?
I don't know. But I did hear him talking a lot.
What were they talking about?
Well, I couldn't hear too well, but if I had to say... I think it was about money or something. They kept talking about buying and not buying. Perhaps business dealings of some kind. But anyway, they got louder and louder. It started to sound like a proper fight. I was pretty scared by then. I hardly dared to breathe, and then all of a sudden... I heard a noise like someone killing over on the floor. It was blooming loud and all. Did I believe you let out an involuntary scream? Yeah. And that's what gave me away.
Held it!
Was the disc you saw this disc?
Yeah, I reckon it probably was. It was right next to the cove lying on the floor. Could this disc have belonged to the victim, perhaps?
Maybe.
I don't know, but McGilda picked it up pretty smartish. And then he sat the cove with a knife in his belly up on the seat.
What did he say to you at that point?
He told me not to say a word about what I seen or heard to no one. About the disc and all. I was dead scared. The way he was looking at me, I thought... if I didn't go along with it, I'd get stuck with that knife too. Then he started asking me a load of questions. Like what my name was and what I lived in now. They asked me about being a diver too.
But after a while, what happened in the carriage was noticed?
Yeah, that's right. First there was a kind of rapping noise. No rapping out here?
Rapping?
Usher?
Usher, usher, usher. Hold on, I have to get a drink.
You gotta get a drink, oh my goodness.
Alright. Alright, pick. There are two gentlemen occupying the seats on the roof deck, I believe.
Oh, true, true. True, true. They must have looked down through the skylight and noticed the cove with a knife in its guts. In his boots. When they screamed, the driver pulled up the horses and the gilder got me out of sight. Out of sight? Where? Back under the seat where I started off. Once the carriage came to halt, the two coasts of the roof ran off to fetch the sops. If they immediately left to fetch the police, it would appear they were entirely unrelated to the incident.
So it left McGilded, the driver, and you still at the scene.
Yeah, only the driver didn't know I was there because I was under the seat. I heard the cabin door open and a voice from outside. The driver, yes, he also testified in court, I believe. Frickin' Beppo.
Frickin' Beppo.
There he is. A fellow who went by the name of Beppo, if memory serves.
What did McGilded and the driver say to each other?
I don't know what happened and stuff like that, mainly.
That pawn shop obviously being Windy Banks on Baker Street.
Just a moment, Counsel. Do you mean to tell me that the driver gave false testimony in that trial as well? Oh my goodness!
It looks
Who would have thought? Jeez. Somebody, if they're gonna punish Gina, punish Beppo as well. You know what? Punish the other two too, because they said they saw the exact moment. Perhaps the excursion to the pawnbroker slipped his mind when he was in the stand. No, it didn't, Van Zeeks. You know he's lying. Indeed, Lord Van Zeeks. McGilded took off his coat and gave it to the driver. He folded it up all careful-like before handing it over.
That's because he had blood on it.
So bloody. When I saw him do that, I remember thinking, that coat and what's in it's gotta be worth a few bob.
Yes, Gina was sure that this must have been worth more than Mr. Windy Bank was suggesting, wasn't she? I remember her quibbling with him over the price that afternoon at the pawnbrokery.
The driver looked pretty happy when we gave the flash and brass in his face. He went running off at a lick.
Of course, Beppo.
Oh, well... Gina, please, you gotta stop saying that, because I don't want to get cancelled on Twitter.com. Then he called to me and told me to come out of the Drake's cabin. I was just thinking too, like, oh, it's interesting how she only calls him Irishman when she's in court, but she calls him that when she's not there, and then she immediately says it.
Right. Threatened you how exactly?
Told her I'd only be on the scalp if I did exactly what he said. Which included giving false testimony in court 2 months ago. Yes, Van Zeeks, it did! Yeah, that's it. And there was one other thing he said. Which was... He told me I'd have to hang on to the ticket from the pawn shop and make sure not to lose it. The ticket? Well, I never. Said that if he didn't show up to get the ticket off me before 2 months passed, I'd have to go to the pawn shop and pay the money to keep it in mud, to stop it being forfeited. He left me with some brass to pay for it. But really? Why on earth would Mr. McGilded have done such a thing? Why would he do that? Depositing his overcoat with a pawnbroker before the arrival of the police. It makes no sense at all. It's almost as if he had something in there. Something he didn't want the police to see.
That would seem to be the only logical explanation, my lord. One logical. That McGilded had the driver deposit at Windy Banks was something he didn't want the police to see. Something very important that he needed to hide at all costs.
Exclamation point. Anyway, after that he let me go, so I legged it before the coppers showed up. Thank you, Miss Lestrade. I thank you, Council. I've heard enough. I believe we now have a reasonable understanding of what actually transpired on the omnibus. I think you should bring back Mr. Fairplay and Mr. First and apologize to them, because honestly, they're telling the truth the whole time except for the whole I saw the moment of the stabbing. Everything else was right. They need to be apologized to.
Yep.
It would appear on the night 2 months ago a negotiation was taking place on the omnibus. A negotiation concerning this disc, however, matters did not run smoothly. Can we wipe the blood off that disc, please?
No, it has to be there.
Ah, okay, I got you. When the parties involved began to quarrel over the price, McGilda took what he wanted by force. At the expense of the other man's life.
Which proves my point. The disc is clearly extremely valuable in some way. Although I don't understand why it is yet.
And 2 days ago, precisely 2 months after the omnibus incident, McGilda's coat and its contents were due to be forfeited. I didn't know what I should do with the ticket. I mean, the cove died right after his trial, I knew that. He sure did. And he deserved it. So you decided you would try to claim the articles as your own. Well, why not, eh? They're only gonna be forfeited. Why shouldn't I have got them? Anyway, you can't blame me for thinking about it. Thinking ain't no crime. Actually, do you know? Miss Lestrade, it would appear Mr. McGilded was prepared to kill in order to take possession of this disc.
Oh yeah.
Do you know why that would be? Huh? I ain't got a clue. But I reckon it must be worth a fair bit of brass. He was probably gonna sell it. And you can't blame me for thinking that. Thinking ain't no crime. Gina.
Miss Gina.
Miss Lestrade, are you aware?
My lord!
Oh, you can be him.
I know. Oh. The evidence your lordship requested to be located is ready for the court's inspection, sir.
You gotta slow your words more.
Mysterious little box caused by Mr. McGilded 2 months ago. There's no doubt in my mind that the key piece in this far-reaching puzzle. Well.
To be continued.
Oh boy.
Alright, home stretch, boys. This one's might take 2 hours.
This last part, huh?
Speed run.
Speed run.
I
would
just like
do
the judge.
Speed run, but unfortunately, I am going to pass out again.
What?
I tried to be more awake. I tried.
An hour?
I tried. And now, like, I'm gonna start not paying attention. So I don't want to do that. No.
Oh, okay.
But hey, got to a point we got more answers. And we got
I know
Gina.
exactly. Yeah.
I mean, not big answers, but we got the box.
True, and you know exactly what happened in the McGilda trial. Now, that's exactly what happened. I mean, you don't know why he killed...
He was a snake.
Mason yet, but...
I don't know why. They are acquainted because they were talking about buying and not buying stuff, you know? And, you know, when that happened,
Always over money.
It's like, where my money at? Give it to me.